Hey, YouTubers, how's it going? This is Bloodseek, and I am extremely bored tonight. I don't feel like playing Call of Duty, I don't feel like playing Assassin's Creed. All I want to do is watch the last damn episode of Soul Eater, but Netflix is down, so I can't. So I'm kind of extremely bored, and I was like, hey, well, I'll make some, commentaries. And so I'm in an extreme mood to make commentaries, so I may make like 5 or 6 tonight. But, yeah, this game, I guess it's going to be a game tips game. Recently, 2Bucks made a video on how to stop and rethink your strategy in Call of Duty, and that's very, very good advice. It's something a lot of people don't do. Some people, when they start getting aggravated at the game, they start rushing more and more and making more and more mistakes, and they very rarely sit back and start to think, well, what do I need? What do I need to do to fix this? And this is something I actually do right here. I am getting my ass kicked really bad at the beginning of this game, and I start to think to myself, like once I realized like my KDR is like .50, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to sit here and yeah, I have to sit here and think of how to fix this. What am I doing wrong? So I had to go and rethink my play style and everything. And I am kind of getting screwed a lot on some of these kills at the beginning, which happens less because, it's Call of Duty. If you don't get screwed out of a kill once every few games or once a game, something's wrong. But yeah, so I had to sit back and start to think, okay, what do I need to do? How do I need to fix this? And like, if you notice now, I'm running and gunning a little bit, and I'm not really. You can kind of tell I'm running around with my head cut off. But as the game goes along, I start to think about my next move. I start doing traps, and I'll point at those traps. Some people don't see them as traps, but I start flanking people. I start using the way I play, tactical decisions, and that I still have a while. I think I finally get together at the end of the game, and I go from a .50 KDR to a like 2.80. I'm able to redeem myself at the end, and I would have done a lot better if, yeah, I would have done a lot better, but the game ended, and I had a chopper gunner. Yeah, I had a chopper gunner waiting, in which don't get that many kills on this map, but it'll at least got me 4 or 5 kills. Alright guys, so, I kind of realized that I forgot about telling you guys stories. One of my friends, Legendary, he had a story today about he almost got molested at the gym. And I completely forgot about, story time, I guess, as he called it. I forgot about telling you guys about stories about my life. So, I'm going to continue that. I think I'm going to tell you guys a story about my gym experience. I used to go to the gym a lot, but one time I almost got a fight with a guy in a locker room, and I was completely butt-ass naked. And I was so ready to beat his ass, and I was butt naked. But that may be a story I'll tell you guys in an Assassin's Creed Brotherhood commentary. So look for that tonight, tomorrow, next week, probably tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, actually, I think right here is where I start turning it around. Yeah, it's right here I'm start turning around. I'm start trying to put angles on enemies and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm also trying to think of what type of advice should I give next week. And if anybody wants to write me and wants some advice, serious or non-serious, if you want me to be serious about it, or not, if you don't want me to be serious, want me to be serious about it, if you want me to joke around about it, make it funny, then I will. I'm still trying to boost my subscribers, like always. Haven't gotten really that many. I think I got a shitload Tuesday. A shitload? When I mean a shitload, I got 2. And that's all I really got. Yeah, that's all I got. Watch right here. This is why I do my bait and kill. I put my claymore down, saying there's a guy, then I run past. So I'm trying to get him to chase me, and it works. I'm not sure if it worked, but I was able to get his ammo. That's what I call a bait and kill. I made him follow me because I was the bait, and my claymore killed him. And I actually may make a video about these baits and kills. And actually, a really good bait and kill trick is to get a silenced weapon, like silenced weapon, and you can't have ghost on. Well, yeah, you can have ghost on. Sorry, you can have ghost or whatever, but you have a silenced weapon, and your secondary needs to be a pistol that's not silent. Yeah, so basically what you do is you shoot your secondary off a couple of times, and you run off, and you wait till like you go off the radar, and then you run off and move. And the enemy will actually flock that position. They'll be like, "Oh, there's a guy over here," and they'll start rushing over there. And they normally think you're in the same spot, so just pick a spot you know they'll probably come from and get them. Alright guys, this is gameplay is coming to an end. So please give me a thumbs up, please subscribe, comments, any recommendations. Yeah, comments, recommendations will be very, very helpful. Thank you guys, see ya. I actually ended a YouTube video on time, or commentary, yeah, sweet.